I think now is such a great time to be a band because I have this perspective from way back, even before I was in the business, and the music business was my 5th job out of college or something, so I was just a record collector. And I felt like the music industry felt like, you know, it was like Checkpoint Charlie, it was like no man's land. You know, it was hard to get there, it was hard to be a band, it was hard to get, if you were a band, how do you get signed, how do you meet these people, how do you get fans, you know. I think today, that playing field is so much more leveled, which is great. And that's really, you know, technology in that sense has really given the world, and given artists so much, a much bigger voice, which I think is very exciting. But from a media perspective, which is interesting, when I started in 1990 at Beggar's Banquet, very much an indie label, and I was working with all these bands that I could not get the New York Times, the Rolling Stone, any of these people that take my phone calls. No one, you know, for me, it was alternative press, Magnet, Spin, maybe Spin. A lot of zines, Splatter Effect, Spiros. You remember Spiros? And you know, just I was limited as a publicist.
Ken, you were doing PR.
I was doing yeah. I'm a publicist. I was doing PR back then. I was limited as a publicist in terms of who I could get this independent music out to, and if you looked at Rolling Stone back then, it was all the entire review section, and Spin too, were, you know, pretty much labels that you've heard of, and it was hard to kind of climb that wall. And when all of a sudden the internet comes along, and it really does level the playing field, and all of a sudden, you know, if you look at Rolling Stone today, you've never heard of any of these labels. And even if it's a band like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of any number of bands, whether, you know, Sonic Youth, you don't even, what label is Sonic Youth on? Who the fuck knows, you know? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you know, and I think that's really key, that, you know, thank God that it came along and was able to give the bands that I represent a chance to be heard. And I think that's an important part of how media has shifted over these last, over the last decade or so.